Hello there everybody, how is it going and how have you been? I am EuclideanSqd, and we're back in Duel Links to check out the return of the Tyranno Hassleberry unlock event. So I'm going to try and keep this video a little bit shorter than was normally been going out just because 1, I'm incredibly tired, and 2, not a whole lot has changed for the event since the last time it was held. Like, his deck is not different, and he has a couple of new cards, but that's honestly it. It functions just like every other token unlock event. Duel for tokens, spend with the gate to fight Hassleberry, win points for more prizes, so on and so forth. In fact, we're even using the exact same deck from last time. So I did reconstruct this deck, and I just found the old link to the original recipe, and I included that in the description below. But a 24 card deck is a-okay because Hassleberry at level 40 actually has 30 cards in his deck. And the general strategy is going to be the same for pretty much any Cloudian farming strategy. You get some Cloudian onto the field, as well as Sanctuary in the Sky to protect yourself from battle damage. Now, I'm sure that the original recipe probably also had stuff like Winged Dragon of Ra and Zeratias, Herald of Heaven, and all kinds of other cards that are not present because those are all super rares and or event exclusives. So, not using them because, again, try to make stuff on as cheaply as possible. So we have Planet Pathfinders to help search for the field spells Sanctuary in the Sky. And we have Ultimate Providence to try and counter the, I want to say, 2 cards that Hassleberry can use to mess up this strategy. I remember Tail Swipe, the spell card that lets him kick some monsters back to your hand. I swear there was another one, but I don't remember what it was. Does he have Earthquake? It might have been Earthquake. Anyway, yeah, Ultimate Providence is basically used to stop him from doing anything that would otherwise destroy a Cloudian, because they can't really be destroyed in battle so long as they stay in attack mode. We have Ladybugs to buff up life points, Neo Parshot the Sky Paladin to become super strong on the last turn of the duel and deal over 10,000 damage, hopefully. Basically, Parshoth is a good replacement for Ra simply because Parshoth also gains attack when your life points are higher than your opponent's, so long as you have Sanctuary in the Sky on the field. Plus, unlike Ra, Parshoth does piercing battle damage. So if Hassleberry has something with very low defense on the field for some reason, you can just attack that instead of trying to get over the attack power of his monsters, because those tend to be fairly high, as dinos often are. And then just for a little bit of a boost, we have Good Goblin Housekeeping just to help with the drawing a little bit. Again, this deck is significantly smaller than Hassleberry's, and even though he does have a little bit of deck thinning potential, it's not that much, so you really shouldn't have to worry about trying to get ahead of him on cards. Skill, I can't remember what the original recipe used, but I'm going with Draw Sense Low Level, just because ideally it basically has a 50-50 chance of getting me a Cloudian if I really desperately need one. I suppose you could do like Draw Sense Water, but the problem is, and I mentioned this on the Bastion video that went up a couple of days ago, nobody in Dual Roll GX gets Draw Sense Water. Now, I mean, since Hassleberry's at the gate, you could just find somebody else who uses Draw Sense Water, but I like to be theme appropriate and use somebody from the series that the event character is from. So that's my self-imposed challenge, because I'm just weird. So, also, I just want to mention, I know that I've probably mispronounced a couple of words along the way. Like I said, I'm very tired, so just please bear with me on that. So, I'm going to cover just the new cards. We have Primordial Soup, a normal continuous spell card. Actually kind of a decent normal card for once. Usually event characters actually have very garbage normal cards, like normal rare cards, but Primordial Soup is pretty cool. Once per turn during your main phase, you can shuffle up to 2 Evilsaur monsters from your hand into the deck, and then draw the same number of cards. You can only control 1 face-up Primordial Soup. So this is pretty nice. The other normal Evilsaur Terias is a level 6, but oh well, it's actually got a fairly terrible effect. I was going to say that the whole that Evilsaurs like to be special summoned by other monsters called Evatiles. And some Evatiles want to special summon from the deck, so Primordial Soup can be a good way to put those things back into your deck. Hopefully drawing the Evatiles instead, since that makes special summoning Evilsaurs a lot easier and often activates their effects in the process. So, in the case of Terius, you don't want to, because Terius loses 500 attack if it's special summoned by an Evatile, but most of the other Evilsaurs don't do that. Or at least all of the other Evilsaurs, as far as I'm aware, don't do that. Moving on, the next new card is a rare. It is Evo Karma, another continuous spell. When a monster is special summoned by the effect of an Evatile monster you control, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects. This is pretty interesting. I'm not entirely sure how long that effect lasts. Like, I don't know if it means they can't activate cards or effects in response to the Evilsaur's effect, or is it for the rest of the turn? Because it doesn't say until the end of the turn, it just says your opponent can't activate cards or effects. So I'm pretty sure it means just in response to the special summoning and or the Evilsaur's monster's effect activating, but either way it's pretty nice because it means that you can at least get your effect off without having to worry about something like a Floodgate Trap Hole or some other nonsense. Then moving on, his final new reward card is a super rare, Evatile Najasho, a level 2 fire reptile with 100 attack and 2000 defense. If this card on the field is tributed, you can special summon one Evilsaur monster from your deck. Absolutely fantastic card, nice high amount of defense points to keep it in play, and it can just be tributed for anything. Tribute summon, tribute cost. I don't know if it'll work for something like a synchro summon. One, because I don't know if that actually counts as a tribute. And two, effect timing might come into play where, because the last effect to technically go off is the synchro summoning and not this thing being tributed, its effect might not go off. I don't know. Effect timing is one of those weird rules of Yu-Gi-Oh! That I was never fully able to grasp. But regardless, Najasho is pretty good. And he's got, I think, most of his previous super rares, like Miracle Jurassic Egg, Volcanic Eruption, Survival's End, and Stegosaurus and Ultra Rare, but you know what I mean. There is one new card added, but that is only as an actual event reward and not a dual reward, so we will see that when we go over the actual rewards. But for now, let's just see if we can get a successful farm off, as is tradition with these sorts of videos. Hopefully so. I remember this deck being fairly good against him last time he was around. And like I said, Hassleberry's deck has... I mean, I looked at the recipe, and it doesn't look like it's changed since the last time he was around. So, unless I happen to be looking at an out-of-date page, I think I'm okay. Luckily, I got a very good opening hand with Sanctuary in the Sky and a Cloudian. So, Cloudians can't be destroyed in battle, and Sanctuary in the Sky means I don't take battle damage with a fairy type monster, which this Cloudian is. So Hassleberry currently has no way of hurting me. I'm going to go ahead and summon the other Cloudian, just to have something else on the field. Now, I did mention that Hassleberry does have some cards that can get through this. The one I know for sure is Tail Swipe. And that was a spell card that says something along the lines of, if Hassleberry controls, like, you can play it when you control one level 6 or higher dinosaur type monster. And I think it's something like, target up to 2 monsters your opponent controls with less attack than that dino and return them to the hand. I think that's how it works. We might actually see it in play, I don't know. But yeah, Tail Swipe is just really obnoxious because you can just use it to just, like, if you have very few Cloudians in play and he manages to get one of his big dinos out early, which is pretty easy for him to do so, yeah, he can just smack your Cloudians back into your hand and then just attack with like 3 dinos and you lose or something like that. Yeah, like I said, I think he has the Earthquake spell. I'm honestly blanking on that. But if he does have Earthquake, that's another normal spell. However, it just says change all face-up monsters on the field to face-up defense position. And Cloudians self-destruct when in defense position. So all your Cloudians are gone if he activates Earthquake, assuming he has it. So that's why it's actually pretty important to get a spare spell card and Ultimate Providence onto the field as quickly as possible, since at least one of Hassleberry's biggest threats, if not both, are specifically spell cards, which Ultimate Providence can counter so long as you have a spell card in your hand to discard for. So we're gonna keep going ahead and using Golden Ladybug, recovering life points. Just wait and see what he does. There's Tail Swipe, so yeah. So if you have 3 Cloudians, you can at least survive Tail Swipe. I would still like to get an Ultimate Providence out just so that I can have it, just because I don't remember what the other card was. Oh, it's based on level. Okay, so I thought it was level 6 or higher Dino and targets monsters with less attack. It's actually any level 5 or higher dinosaur monster he controls, and then 2 monsters your opponent has that have a lower level than it. But regardless, it still basically means that he can just target any 2 Cloudians he wants and send them back to your hand. So on that, I'm going to go ahead and set Good Goblin Housekeeping. I will resummon a Cirrostratus, because I believe it's not something that can really ruin your... I'm trying to think of the word. It's not something that really ruins the strategy so much as it hinders it. He does have Earthquake. Shoot. Watch, I draw Ultimate Providence right now. Watch me do it. Yep, I knew it. Okay, well, that bites. So I'm going to take 5,600 damage. Thankfully I got the Golden Ladybugs early enough and I was able to out-heal that, but... I think I'm still okay. I've got 10 cards left in my deck. I'm getting 1,000 life points each time I draw, so that's another 10,000 life points. That should be enough to do more than 10,000 damage. Especially when I find the 3rd Golden Ladybug. Sorry, I completely forgot whatever it was that I was saying, because I just kind of got blindsided by that Earthquake and then very annoyed that I drew Ultimate Providence after it would have been useful. So yeah. Oh, right, the 3rd, not as bad, but still kind of a threat card. It's actually a monster this time, and it's called Superconductor Tyranno. I don't remember the level, but it's a 3,300 attack point dinosaur. But it's specifically the effect that makes it worrying. Ultimate Tyranno says that once per turn, you contribute another dinosaur you control to deal 1,000 damage to your opponent. Ultimate Tyranno cannot attack the turn that it uses the effect, and actually I think it contributes itself with its own effect. But the main point is that if Tyranno Hassleberry gets Superconductor Tyranno out onto the field, he can start tributing off his other dinosaurs to just plink away at your life points and basically undo all of the healing that your Golden Ladybugs will be doing. So, if you see Superconductor Tyranno and you are using this deck, either counter its effect with Ultimate Providence, or if you don't have that at the moment, use a Cloudian Cirrostratus to destroy it. Because Cloudian Cirrostratus has... you can remove 2 fog counters from Cirrostratus to destroy any 1 monster on the field. That is also actually why I added Cloudian Squalls to the deck. Aside from being fuel to use for Ultimate Providence, although I don't really need it anymore, Cloudian Squalls put fog counters down on all face-up monsters during each of your standby phases, and that means that your Cirrostratuses can slowly recharge their monster-destroying effects over time. Which is actually kind of nice, because if you happen to be just out of range of being able to do 10,000 damage, like I think I might be, I can go ahead and use my Cirrostratuses to just destroy all of his dinos, and then Neo Parshoth can attack directly instead of trying to punch through a monster. I'm going to go ahead and just discard the Planet Pathfinder. I'm not too worried about a superconductor at this moment. I don't think his AI will tribute any two of these monsters to summon superconductor. I could be wrong, but I don't see him doing that. But I think I managed to survive that little scare, so I think this is going to be a successful win. Gonna go ahead and toss the other Cloudian Squall. Still have the Ultimate Providence set just in case I missed a card. Just in case I missed a new card. And actually, this is something I'm going to do. I'm going to turn the chain activation thingy to off when it's my turn. Just so that it'll stop asking me if I want to use Ultimate Providence on my own Golden Ladybugs. Don't need to worry about his spells anymore. And 3 more turns. And I think actually my third good goblin housekeeping should be, yep. Because I put 2 cards at the bottom of my deck, which means that one of my drawing cards was the last thing in the deck. Fantastic. Alright. Now let's just try and warp speed through this. Actually, can I destroy? Yeah. Just to kind of make things move a little bit faster, I don't need Cloudian Squall anymore. All my Cloudians have more than enough fog counters to wipe away everything on his field, so I'm just going to keep ending the turn. And now that we don't have Cloudian Squall slowing down the standby phase, hopefully things will move even faster. One more card. Toss away the Planet Pathfinder. And there we go. Alright, so last turn of the duel, use up your Golden Ladybugs. And then let's go ahead and use Acid Cloud to take out his spell and trap cards first. I mean, I have anti-magic arrows, I don't have to do this, but I want to because I'm mad that he hit me. And now that those are all gone, I can just take away his dinos one by one, because again, I'm mad that he attacked me. And I kind of want to attack him directly, see how he likes it. There we go. The whole pathway is clear. Go ahead and tribute Acid Cloud and Cirrostratus, or any 2 monsters for Parshoth. Go to the battle phase, use anti-magic arrows just to make absolutely sure he can't pull anything, and attack for the win. There we go. Awesome. Alright, and that's how you successfully farm with this deck. Really lucky starting hand aside. If he had gotten Tail Swipe or Earthquake any sooner, that could have been really, really bad. And in fact, there have been some times where I've gotten what I thought was the perfect starting hand of a Cloudian and a Sanctuary in the Sky, and then he just, like, Earthquakes turn 1, and I lose anyway. So, you do have to be cautious until you get set up, which does happen towards the midpoint of the duel. So it's a little hairy, and I'm sure that there's better farming decks out there, but again, this was the easiest one that I could make even cheaper, and that's all that I want to do. So, now that the farming duel is out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at the rewards you can get by playing in the event. So if you go all the way back to the beginning, There are the usual gems and rare jewels and items and gold. And at 170,000 points, you get a copy of the Evo Karma card. And you get some more gems and some more gold. I believe it's at 370,000 points that you would unlock Hassleberry if you did not already have him unlocked. In my case, because I already do have him unlocked, I got an ultra rare jewel instead. And then some more gems, more rare jewels, more gems. At 820,000 points, you will get a copy of Evatile Najasho, which is pretty cool. Nice that Konami is still giving us, at least one copy of each of the rare cards. More jewels, more gems. I'm betting that's probably either the game mat or the sleeves. But this is the last card that I was talking about. At 2 million points, you get a copy of Evilsaur Diplo. This is a level 4 fire dinosaur with 1600 attack and 800 defense. When this card is special summoned by the effect of an Evatile monster, target a spell trap card your opponent controls and destroy that target. So, pretty nice card. There's a lot of dinosaur support out there, like the field spell Jurassic World would make this thing a 1900. I think they actually took it out of Hassleberry's card rewards, but if you happen to have Survival of the Fittest trap from the last time he was around, you can use that, equip that to Diplo, and this thing goes up to a 2600. So plenty of ways to make this thing stronger, and like I mentioned, Evatiles really like to special summon Evilsaurs. So pretty easy to get its effect off. And then, at 2.8 million, we actually get a new skill for Hassleberry. One with the Dinos. And if memory serves, it actually has a very odd effect to it. I'm just double checking. So there's two more ultra rares, which I'm guessing are probably card sleeves or game mat, whichever one the other one was not. And then the icon. But when it comes to that skill, I remember it being very interesting. That's right. So one with the dinos can be used on turn 3 and onward. You select one level 7 or higher dinosaur type monster you control. Its attack and defense become equal to your life points. However, when the selected monster leaves the field, you lose the duel. So incredibly high risk. But if you manage to keep all 4,000 of your life points, or if you have some life point generation system in place, your dinosaur just becomes ever more powerful. I personally wouldn't recommend the skill too much, just because there are far too many cards that can just easily remove something from the field. And the problem is that even temporarily, if it leaves the field at all, you lose. So any cards with banishment, widespread ruins, dimensional prisons, lots of things are very, very hard counters to this skill. So probably doable, but you're going to be very focused about getting one particular dinosaur in play and then doing everything you possibly can to defend that one dinosaur. But still, it's kind of an interesting skill, and it might be fun to play around with in-game at the very least. Now to wrap things up, let's go ahead and take a look at the Card Trader EX, because I believe you can actually get another copy of Evilsaur Diplo from here, which means you can only get 2 in total. One through the event rewards and one from the Card Trader, because, again, Hassleberry does not drop this as a card reward. But otherwise, he has Giant Rex, which was the retired ultra rare that Hassleberry used to give out. He has Survival's End, which I think Hassleberry still gives out. Not reading through these effects because I'm tired and my throat's actually starting to hurt a bit. Black Stego, which I think is another retired reward card. Very nice little monster. And then some other fun dinosaur stuff like Jurassic World and Destroyosaurus. The event card Evo Karma. Jurac Protops, which I think is another reward that he used to have. Jurac Spinos. Evatile Pluro. Dark Triceratops. Primordial Soup, and Evilsaur Terius. And yeah, that's kind of the quick summary of Hassleberry's event, because like I said, not all that much changed. And I'm very tired, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap the recording up here and go to bed. And with that, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all had a great time, and I hope you all have a great day. And I will see you all in the next one.